Hey, it's Chris, and in today's video, I'm going to compare our experiences with the Tesla Model 3 that we had on our Hawaiian vacation, which you can check out here, with our BMW i3. So the exterior of the Model 3. It was really the first thing I saw whenever they pulled up to drop it off at the airport. And it is a very nice looking car. It's also a very conventional looking car. It really kind of has a electric look to it, but not too much of an electric look that it would turn people off. And it's really the fact that it is mostly styled like a traditional car, except for the fact that you can kind of tell with the hood, but other than that, it just looks like any regular car that you would have, but a very nice and kind of sporty looking version of that. While when you go to the BMW i3, the exterior of that, it screams electric vehicle, it screams different. You will get looks on the road. It is a smaller car, so you're going to get looks not just from the fact that it's electric, but also from the fact that it's just a smaller vehicle on the road itself. Between the two of them though, I would definitely pick the Model 3 when it comes to exterior looks. It just looks nicer. It looks more like a regular vehicle, and I was a huge fan of the way it looked on the outside. So let's talk about the interior of the cars. So the Model 3 really was kind of a mixed bag. What I mean by that, there were some parts of it, like the wood dash, the single vent, that definitely felt high quality. But then there were other parts, like for instance, the window controls, the in and out button you press to electronically open the door for it to unlock and open up. And the center console was another part. They just had a cheap plastic feel. The seats themselves were all nice. This car had a leather package, so all that was very nice. It was just the parts that you would touch on a regular basis just did not feel really high quality. Now when it comes to the interior of the i3, could not be any different. The interior of the i3 reminds me of like a nice European like living room somewhere up north. It's just cozy. Like we don't have leather seats, they're like cloth seats, but just the way they're made, the dashboard, we didn't have the wood dashboard. But even our plastic one feels fine. It doesn't feel like a cheap plastic. It's not glossy. It's almost like a matte, I guess you would say, plastic. If it had the wood, it would be perfect. Now, of course, there's the interior space is a little smaller, but everything that you touch on the i3, when it comes to interior components, feels significantly nicer and more like a $50,000 vehicle. So let's talk about driving experience. So the Model 3, I was expecting a higher quality ride. It was definitely better than the i3, because i3 has, a notoriously bad ride quality, especially with those skinny tires. But the Model 3 being a bigger vehicle, it's a really a high quality it's a premium vehicle. The ride quality was worse than I expected. It was not terrible. It was adequate, but it was definitely not something I was like, wow, this is an amazing vehicle to drive around when it comes to ride quality. When it comes to the features of driving, the autopilot features that we were using, once we learned the limitations of them and we were on a highway with clearly marked lanes, it was awesome. It was a dream. Like, it was exactly what in my head I had built it up to be. It was just trying to get those things to work on less than ideal roads. I was not necessarily a fan of that. But once I've kind of figured out the car and learned the limitations, it was very nice and very enjoyable to drive. The i3 Again, ride quality, terrible. Those little tires, hit bumps, potholes. It's very rough. The acceleration, just like the Model 3, both are that makes both of them fun to drive compared to a gasoline car. So the i3 has a lot that is enjoyable about it. It's just not, the most comfortable car to ride in, and not as high quality or as enjoyable as the Model 3. So if I had to choose between buying a Model 3 or an i3, which one would I get? Well, the first question is, how much money would I have to spend? If I was spending $35,000 or more, I would go for the Model 3, hands down. It's a bigger vehicle, it's got more space, it looks more like a regular car, and the $35,000 version of the car is very capable and still one of the best electric vehicles you can get at that price range. If I had less than $35,000, depending on how close I was, I would wait till I got 35 or enough to buy the baseline Model 3. If I had significantly less, so we'll say 20,000, around 20,000, and I really wanted an electric vehicle that was kind of nice, then I would look at the i3. I would go for a certified pre-owned because that's the only one you're going to get in that price range. A new i3 at $50,000 is definitely not worth it. If you could look around and get a lease, there are leases available in certain states that have incentives that you can get one for, $300, $350 a month. If you can find an i3 either financed a certified pre-owned one or on a lease, and you're paying around $300 to $350 a month, then that's, in my opinion, that's exactly where this car belongs. Unfortunately, new ones are significantly more expensive than that if you go to buy it. So do not buy an i3 brand new. Lease it or buy a certified pre-owned. So that's it for this video. If you liked it, please hit like down below. If you want to see more videos on living this tech lifestyle, where I talk about stuff like electric vehicles, smart homes, smart fitness, topics like that, then hit subscribe, because I'll be posting a new video every week. So I will catch you guys in the next video.